we are learning to choose the best strategy to use to solve addition and subtraction problems. Let's have a look at our first equation, 65 plus 79. Now, when I look at this equation, I can see straight away that one of the numbers is very close to a tidy number. So, for this question, I would probably use the strategy of rounding and compensating to work it out. So I'm going to add 1 to the 79 and make that 80. And now my question becomes 65 plus 80. And that's easier to work out than 65 plus 79. And that would equal 145. Now remember, with rounding and compensating, because I rounded that 79 up by adding 1, now with my answer, I need to take away 1. That's the compensating part. So my answer to 65 plus 79 will be 144. That would be the best strategy to use for this question. What about this question? 94 take away 78. Now, this is a subtraction question. And when I look at this question, I can see that this is nearly a tidy number. So, if I use my strategy of equal additions and added 2 onto this side, and because it's equal additions which works for subtraction, I also need to add 2 onto this side, I can change my problem so it becomes 96 take away 80. That's much easier for me to work out, and I know the answer to that is 16. So the strategy of equal additions was the best strategy to use for this question. What about this big question? 345 plus 654. Now, this is dealing with some pretty big numbers, and when I look at them, I can see that none of them are near a tidy number, so I'm not going to do something like rounding and compensating. Instead, what I'm going to do is place value partitioning. That's when I look at the ones column, the tens column, and the hundreds column, and I add it together using the place value. So starting with the biggest part of the number first, I'm going to add the 300 from 345 and the 600 from 654. I'm going to add those two numbers together first. That makes 900. Now I'm going to look at the next place value column, which is the tens column. So I'm going to add the 40 from 345 and the 50 from 654, and that gives me 90. Now I'm going to look at the ones column. So first of all, I'm going to add the 5 from 345, and then I'm going to add the 4 from 654, and that equals 9. And then I need to add all of those amounts together, 900 plus 90 plus 9, and altogether that equals 999. So to work out the answer to this problem, the best strategy was to use place value partitioning, where I broke the number up into its place value parts. Okay, what about if I had a problem like this? 22 plus 17 plus 8 plus 3. Now, when I look at this, I can see some numbers that go together. So I'm going to use my strategy of looking for compatible numbers. So I can see that the 22 and the 8 go together to make 30, and 17 and 3 go together to make 20. And when I add the 30 and the 20 together, I get 50. So that was using my strategy of compatible numbers. So today what you're going to have to do is you're going to look at an equation and you're going to decide which is the best strategy for you to use to work out the answer. And then you're going to use that strategy to solve the problem.